you shall be heard. God save these United States, the great state of Florida, and this honorable court. Ladies and gentlemen, the Florida Supreme Court, please be seated.
The court is certainly aware of the historic nature of this session and is aware that this is a matter of utmost and vital importance to our nation, our state, and our world. And the papers that the clerk has presented to me, it is my understanding that Mr. Butterworth's counsel will go first. Mr. Barkdale. Please also, counsel, be cognizant.
Public officials have a responsibility to count and recognize the votes of all Floridians who voted in this presidential election. Factors such as administrative inconvenience, expediency, or the limitations of vote reading machines pale in comparison to protecting the voting rights of our citizens.
And then a declaration of the winner. So you have the returns, you have...
Well, for example, if right now in Palm Beach County, chads that are not detached at all, but I guess are these dimple chads are being counted, but in Broward County they're not counted, then does that say that one vote is being counted in one county and not in the other?
It is quite important that this court be as specific as possible in terms of the standard to be applied so that we will have uniformity.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. We are also representing what we're trying to do is to deal with the problem of people who did not follow instructions. The instructions were to put the stylus through the hole in the ballot. They did not follow those instructions. Now, balanced against that, it's being suggested that the entire contest period should be stood on its head.
The voters in that county, because this is
Me, when Florida's certification would be in jeopardy if the certification is not made by that date.
Well, it's clearly in jeopardy now. But I mean,
why is that?
December 12th is the cutoff date.
Why is it in jeopardy now?
Because if they're not certified, then there is no way to come to an accurate statewide count. And that, as we've seen over the last 10 days, is an enormous undertaking.
Because what this court, I would respectfully suggest, has to do is to reconcile the entire statutory scheme. And the statutory scheme, long before there was this election, provided for manual recounts. And this court, I suggest, cannot presume that the legislature meant to provide for these manual recounts and yet to make that an illusory right by having a circumstance where they could not be practically taken care of in what was the most important election that this state has perhaps ever seen.